Editorial page editor James Freeman and Republican strategist Aaron Elmore. Thanks very much for joining us.
Good morning.
Good to see everybody.
Good morning.
So what a night. I'm sorry?
That in Japan, there's a 99% conviction rate. So the odds are really stacked against him here. He's also asking that the other defendants, his colleague Greg Kelly and Nissan itself, will be in a separate trial. So then he will get a more fair trial. However, what I heard from Japanese legal experts is that once you've been released on bail once, you're not likely to be rearrested once, twice, or even 3 times, which has happened to him here. So the odds are truly stacked against him. It does not look good for him. 99% conviction rate.
He wasn't going anywhere. He was not a flight risk. He was in an apartment that was approved by the Japanese government.
Refuse to pay. They hold out. You know, a company like ZTE, we've been in litigation with ZTE for almost 10 years.
Okay, so they owe you.
You're
they
still
just
in
don't
litigation.
pay.
Yes.
So in terms of, we have this IP theft, that's one thing. But in China, there are no regulations in terms of workplace, labor, minimum wage. How can we even level this playing field at all?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of issues that go into leveling the playing field, right? And there's some that are within our...
The New York Times is clearly the aqueduct carrying water for the people who hate the president.
Yeah, the legacy media
and CNN as well.
The legacy media and the Democrat Party are one and the same at this point. You have to just realize that. And they're paying the price for this. So there's no collusion. Now they're still questioning the report. And next they're saying, we want tax returns from the president. What's next? And how is this going to play out? Not well for the Democrats.
Not exactly.
Yeah. He's about to declare his run for the Democratic nomination. People who are clearly, one of them at least, a Bernie Sanders supporter, that they say it publicly, but never looked at him and said, you know, I'm not comfortable with this.
But speaking of publicly, all of this conduct occurred in public. No one is alleging anything that wasn't on camera or in front of a big crowd. No one said things happened behind closed doors or in a bar or in a restaurant or in a hotel or on text. This was all conduct that occurred in the public eye. Yeah. So what could have really happened?
Having said that, will we be talking about Biden as a 2020 contender in 6 months? Right.
Violates a settlement with a securities regulator, which has no really criminal authority over companies. It has civil, you know, it can file civil cases. Having a judge remove a CEO for a tweet ain't gonna happen.
Well, they want to remove President Trump for his tweets.
And Tasha, how do you manage your expectations given the fact that Elon Musk has such volatility in his behavior?
You know, we look at Musk really as a visionary. He's accomplished the impossible.
Just to be clear, he says he's innocent and that this was a coup, as I've been reporting for 100 days now, that the people at Nissan teamed up with the Minister of Industry to take him down so that Renault would not acquire Nissan. Pretty extraordinary stuff.
This is the 4th time he's been rearrested since December, which is very unusual in the Japanese legal system, which also has a 99% conviction rate.
Yeah, this is all about squeezing Carlos Ghosn so much so he admits to crimes that he did not do. And, of course, the big-ticket items, the IP theft and the forced transfer of technology, Aaron.
Jamie Dimon is optimistic about China, but there are true concerns there, not just trade in soybeans. This is about a lot more. There are copyright infringement, IP laws. There are no regulations in terms of business. There are no labor laws. There's no minimum wage. They don't care about pollution. So there's a lot of issues going on in China that are a lot bigger than I think people are giving them credit for, and there are concerns going into China.
Yeah.
I think the president ought to really think about taking off the tariffs if he gets the deal.
And too fast on the way down last year at the end and too quickly on the way up this year. The bull, which we are, would like a nice consolidation in here.
Good morning, Linda. Aaron Elmore here. Born and raised in Pittsburgh, so I love your great city. But given this period of low volatility, and it looks like the Fed isn't going to raise interest rates anytime soon, what sectors do you think are still undervalued that you think have an opportunity for a run-up?
Well, we like growth. We believe it's the back half of the cycle, and so that would mean you want to get growth, you want to get more reliable.
Hi, good morning. Aaron Elmore here. So shifting gears a little bit, I wanted to ask you about Chick-fil-A. I'm not sure if you're aware, but 2 liberal cities just banned them from their airports, San Antonio and Buffalo, given some of their social stances. What's your take there, and what advice would you give them?
Well, this country was founded on religious tolerance for a lot of great reasons, and
he remains saying he is innocent. Guys.
Japan has a 99% conviction rate, so this looks really bad for Ghosn.